The Philadelphia Eagles are gearing up for what could be a pivotal matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders, and the buzz around the team is hard to ignore. There's a sense of cautious optimism in the air as the Eagles seem to be inching closer to regaining some of the firepower that's been missing on offense. One of the most intriguing developments comes from their latest roster move, which has fans buzzing. At first glance, it might seem minor, just a long snapper returning, but the impact this change has had on the team's rhythm cannot be understated. Historically, the Eagles have been flawless with this player on the field, and the numbers back it up. Every detail matters in football, and if there's a chance this roster adjustment serves as a talisman, the team is not leaving it to chance. Injuries have, as always, been a headline of concern. Lane Johnson, the All-Pro tackle, remains a key figure in this conversation. The team's performance without him has been rocky at best, with 0 wins in the first 3 games of the season in his absence. Observers are closely monitoring updates on his recovery from a foot injury, and while there's no rush to bring him back prematurely, there's a palpable hope that he will be ready in time to make a significant difference against the Raiders. His presence on the field has proven to be transformative, and the Eagles' offensive line looks vastly different when he's anchoring it. Every snap without him feels like a test of resilience, and his potential return could be the spark that turns things around. Meanwhile, the team is finding ways to maintain stability amidst uncertainty, and some of that stability comes from players who have quietly become essential in their roles. Charlie Hewitt, the long snapper who's been activated this week, has become a symbol of consistency, and his presence has correlated with perfect execution on special teams. It's fascinating how these small, often overlooked elements can influence a game's outcome. Fans might roll their eyes at the idea of celebrating a long snapper, but the numbers are indisputable when Hewitt is in. The team's performance on field goals and punts has been flawless. When he's out, the margin for error suddenly grows, and the ripple effect can be felt in both the scoring and momentum of the game. In the larger picture, it's these subtle factors that can tip the scales in a tightly contested matchup. As the Eagles prepare to face the Raiders, the opposition is also dealing with its own setbacks. Reports indicate that key Raiders players are sidelined with injuries, including their quarterback and cornerback. This opens the door for backup players to step in, which presents a unique dynamic. Backup quarterbacks can be unpredictable, sometimes bringing a level of intensity fueled by the desire to prove themselves. Yet, the Eagles' defense has demonstrated time and again that they are capable of dominating, regardless of who's under center. They've sacked elite quarterbacks multiple times this season, and have proven to be one of the league's most formidable defensive units. Their ability to pressure and disrupt the opposing offense gives them a clear advantage, and even with the new or inexperienced quarterback, the challenge is significant for the Raiders on the defensive line. Jordan Davis has emerged as a true force. His recent performance highlighted his growth into a dominant player, capable of controlling the line of scrimmage and making impactful plays consistently. Watching him in action, it's clear that his presence alters the flow of the game. He can take on double teams, shed blockers with precision, and still make tackles that change the trajectory of a play. His athleticism and strength allow him to maintain peak performance, even when facing physically imposing opponents. Davis is not just making plays, he's setting the tone for the entire defense. His leadership in the locker room reflects this as well, as he inspires teammates through his work ethic and commitment. This combination of on-field dominance and off-field leadership is exactly what a team needs to navigate the highs and lows of a competitive season. While the defense is thriving, the offense is still finding its rhythm, and there's been a lot of discussion around quarterback Jalen Hurts. Questions about his performance and potential slumps have circulated, but the perspective within the team remains grounded. Hurts' approach is all about resilience and consistency, focusing on what he can control and how he responds to challenges. Despite external noise and criticism, he maintains a confident stance, emphasizing the importance of execution and preparation. The Eagles' offensive strategy often leverages Hurts' mobility, and when the team flows in sync with his abilities, the offense becomes particularly dynamic. The goal is to harness this synergy consistently, translating moments of brilliance into a sustainable performance across games. One of the more interesting aspects of the Eagles' preparation is the focus on energy and mentality. Jordan Davis' influence extends beyond plays and tackles. He embodies positivity and cohesion in the locker room. His presence has replaced previous, less effective methods of boosting morale. Creating an environment where players feel both supported and accountable, this energy is crucial, especially when facing adversities such as injuries, turnovers, or tough matchups. The locker room chemistry, driven by players like Davis, reinforces the team's confidence and helps them execute under pressure. It's a reminder that football is not just about physical skills, but also about leadership, mindset, and the ability to rally together when circumstances are challenging. Jalen Hurts has also addressed criticism about performance inconsistencies, highlighting that success in football is not linear. The team experiences highs and lows, but the key lies in response and adaptation. Executing effectively fuels confidence and unity, allowing players to build momentum and energy on the sideline. Hurts emphasizes that the Eagles' potential is vast, and with the right mindset, they can rise to meet it, despite a rocky start in some areas. The belief in the team's capabilities remains unwavering, demonstrating a commitment to perseverance and continuous improvement. In analyzing recent gameplay, it's evident that when execution aligns with strategy, the Eagles' offense is a force to be reckoned with. Adjustments have been made week to week, aiming to find the perfect balance between scheme and player strengths. Hurts' ability to respond to challenges and maintain composure reflects a deeper leadership quality, inspiring teammates to elevate their performance. The interplay between preparation, execution, and resilience is central to the Eagles' identity, creating a foundation for potential success even in the face of adversity. Turning back to the offensive side of the ball, the Eagles are working diligently to regain their sharpness and rhythm. Jalen Hurts has been at the center of discussions, not just for his passing, but for his ability to make plays with his legs. There's a clear understanding among the team that when Hurts is allowed to utilize his mobility, the offense becomes significantly more dynamic. The challenge has been finding the right balance between his running ability and the passing game, and this week's preparations are focused on harmonizing those aspects. Every practice, every walkthrough is about reinforcing timing, spacing, and decision-making, because even the smallest misstep can cascade into a turnover or missed opportunity. The Eagles coaching staff has been meticulous in reviewing recent games, breaking down execution errors, and emphasizing the importance of consistent play calling. There's recognition that talent alone isn't enough. Precision, timing, and understanding the opponent's tendencies are equally critical. The team has been experimenting with slight adjustments, trying to create openings and exploit weaknesses in the Raiders' defense. It's a delicate balance because the line between aggressive play and overextension is thin. But when executed properly, these adjustments can create explosive moments. The players are aware of this, and there's a renewed focus on situational awareness, making sure each snap counts and that every player understands their assignment. Defensively, the Eagles continue to demonstrate dominance and depth. Jordan Davis, alongside teammates like Nico Dean and Byron Young, has been relentless in applying pressure and disrupting the rhythm of opposing offenses. Watching Davis in practice and in game tape, it's clear that his growth has been exponential. He not only anticipates plays, but adjusts in real time, reading offensive formations and positioning himself to impact the game on every down. His combination of size, speed, and football IQ allows him to overcome blockers and create opportunities for his teammates. The defensive line as a whole is benefiting from this leadership, and it's showing up in the statistics. Consistent pressure on quarterbacks, sacks at critical moments, and the ability to force errors that shift momentum off the field. The Eagles' locker room culture has evolved, and it's becoming increasingly evident that leadership and positivity play a critical role in the team's cohesion. Jordan Davis, for example, is more than a dominant presence on the field. He's a figure who brings energy and accountability to practices and games alike. His approach has replaced previous attempts to inject morale artificially, creating an environment where players are motivated intrinsically and feel responsible for the collective success of the team. This culture is vital, especially in a league as competitive as the NFL, where mental toughness can be as decisive as physical ability. The way the Eagles carry themselves in the locker room translates directly to their performance on the field, creating a synergy that can tilt tight games in their favor. Jalen Hurts has also taken a leadership role in maintaining morale and focus. Despite criticism from outside voices and questions about recent performances, he has maintained a level of confidence and poise that anchors the team. He emphasizes that mistakes are part of the process and that the key to success lies in preparation, execution, and resilience. His philosophy is clear: consistency is everything, no matter how well one week went. The following week presents a fresh challenge, and it's essential to approach each opportunity with the same intensity and commitment. Hurts' mindset reflects a deeper understanding of the game, and his influence spreads across all units of the team in recent practices. Emphasis has also been placed on situational football, particularly on third downs and critical red zone opportunities. The team has been dissecting opponents' tendencies, working on route timing, blocking schemes, and defensive reads. These micro-adjustments are essential in high-pressure games, where one misstep can change the momentum. The coaching staff is ensuring that every player is mentally prepared, understanding that preparation is the foundation of execution. The integration of analytics, film study, and repeated practice is designed to minimize errors and maximize opportunities. And players have responded by showing heightened awareness and adaptability. The Raiders' matchup presents unique challenges, especially with their quarterback situation in flux. While their starter is sidelined, the backup quarterback brings unpredictability, which could create opportunities or challenges depending on how the Eagles capitalize. The defensive unit, led by Davis and supported by a talented group of pass rushers and linebackers, is ready to exploit any weaknesses. Pressure, containment, and discipline are emphasized in practice, ensuring that every defensive assignment is carried out with precision. The goal is to dominate the line of scrimmage, disrupt passing lanes, and maintain flexibility to adjust to unexpected plays. The confidence within the defensive unit has been growing, and players are ready to translate that into performance when the whistle blows. Turning back to offensive adjustments, Hurts has highlighted the importance of maintaining a flow, particularly when integrating running plays with passing schemes. The team has been working on establishing a consistent rhythm, focusing on minimizing turnovers and maximizing yards after contact. Receivers, linemen, and running backs are all aligning to understand timing, leverage, and spacing, creating a more cohesive attack. The coaching staff has been analyzing every detail, from route angles to defensive tendencies, ensuring that when game day arrives, the Eagles can execute at the highest level. Even with all the strategic preparation, the team remains grounded in the understanding that football is unpredictable. Injuries, turnovers, and unexpected plays are part of the sport, and the Eagles are preparing both mentally and physically to respond to every scenario. Leadership, positivity, and trust in each other's abilities are central to navigating these uncertainties. Players are reminded daily that their focus must remain on what they can control: execution, discipline, and commitment to the team's philosophy. This focus has become a cornerstone of the Eagles' approach, ensuring that when adversity rises, the response is measured, cohesive, and effective. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments and let's talk birds. In a move that has sent shockwaves across the NFL, whispers are circulating that the Philadelphia Eagles may have just pulled off one of the most surprising signings of the offseason. MYLES GARRETT, the dominant defensive end whose presence has been feared in stadiums from coast to coast. Sources close to the organization hint that negotiations, which had seemed stalled just days ago, suddenly accelerated behind closed doors, leaving fans and analysts alike scrambling to make sense of the development. Garrett, known for his explosive speed, off the edge, and game-changing ability to disrupt quarterbacks, has long been considered one of the premier defenders in the league. The rumor mill suggests that the Eagles' front office made an aggressive push, leveraging cap space and a promise of a revamped defensive scheme tailored to Garrett's unique skill set. Those familiar with the situation describe late-night calls, private meetings, and a flurry of movement behind the scenes, painting a picture of a deal that could redefine Philadelphia's defensive identity. Speculation is rife about what this could mean for the Eagles' locker room dynamics. Veterans and young players alike would suddenly find themselves sharing the field with a generational talent, potentially shifting the balance of power in their division. Fans are already imagining Garrett in midnight green, wreaking havoc on opposing offenses and turning stadiums into fortresses that quarterbacks dread to enter. Analysts are torn. Some see this as a bold, high-reward gamble, while others question whether the fit and financial commitment align with long-term strategy, adding fuel to the fire. Social media has been abuzz with cryptic posts and insider hints, teasing an announcement that could be imminent. The Eagles organization, true to form, has neither confirmed nor denied the chatter, leaving sports talk shows and online forums exploding with theories. Could this be the missing piece that propels Philadelphia into true championship contention? Or is it a high-stakes experiment that could backfire either way? The conversation around the NFL landscape has undeniably shifted overnight for now. Fans and pundits are left on edge, eagerly scanning for official word, as the possibility of MYLES GARRETT donning Eagles green continues to dominate headlines and ignite imaginations across the football world. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.